Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Royal by Design podcast. My name is Sam. Joining me is my co host, Mimi. And today we just kind of wanted to have a lighthearted, fun few minutes with y'all. We just had the 4th of July. That was yesterday. We hope that everyone had a really a good day. We hope you got to spend it with family and you got to celebrate. But even if you are like I was for many, many years and had to work it because of the field that you're in, we hope that you had a good day. We actually had a really fun time at a cookout.
Yeah, for the most part.
We acted like we were about 5.
Are you feeling it today?
Yes, yes. So my back was a little sore, and then I think when I landed on one of the floats, I don't know, when I put my body spray or something on, like my elbow started burning. I was like, "Oh, what's that?" I think it must have been like
A burn from
float burn.
Yeah.
But y'all, we acted like straight fools. My brother's retarded, and he come up with all of these like pool competitions that we all
You
had to
came up with
do.
some too.
Well, a couple. He started it. Anyways, y'all, my brother has this giant float, round. Yeah, it looks like a lime, like a slice of a lime, y'all. And he's like, "Oh, we got to see who can jump and clear it and jump into the pool." So, and now look, y'all, I'm 43. What are you, 46?
46.
My brother is 40. And even his mother-in-law and father-in-law were in on it, and they're in their 60s. So we had them from my 8-year-old all the way up to 60-something, running and jumping in this pool, trying to clear this giant lime. And so then we went from that to,
Land in the line.
yes, landing on, running and jumping, and basically belly flopping on the lime. So you had to run and jump, belly flop on the lime, and see if you could make it to the other end of the pool. But then it went from just making it to the other end of the pool to, oh, who can make it to the other end and bounce off that end and make it all the way back to where you started. And I think that my 19-year-old was the only one. No, Mr. Bruce did too, didn't
Made
he?
it to the other end?
Yeah, made it to both ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 19-year-old and the 60-something. Then we got even more ridiculous. And it was who could run and jump on this giant lime and like land on it sitting up butt first, essentially. And like stick the landing. You couldn't just hit and bounce off or fall backwards, which is what most of us did. There was a couple. Mimi was one of them.
I did land it.
Although I feel like you cheated.
I didn't cheat.
Because you were not on your butt. You were like on your side or something.
Well, I can't help how I landed. I still landed on it and stayed on it.
Yeah, you landed and stayed. The best one though was the 8-year-old. I mean, he landed dead center. Of course he did.
Yeah.
Perfect and made it. And then
And it's this big around.
yeah, I don't even know what else we were doing. Like it was so, and then
Basketball hoop.
yeah, she had to jump in and land a slam dunk. Y'all. And then after all of us old folk had already done it once, because my 19 and 14-year-old were late to the party. So then I was telling, I was telling them that they had to do it and trying to pit them against each other. And then whose bright idea was it for everybody to have to do it again? Yes.
That would have been your brother and Mr. Bruce.
Oh my Lord.
Requalify. I think they just wanted to do it again.
Yes. That's why we were achy this morning. They made us all get out there and do it again. It was fun though. It was fun. And because last weekend when we were down in Orlando doing the retreat was my youngest birthday. He turned 8. We had his birthday party yesterday.
Mhm.
And he had a good time with that. It was just a good day. We had a good day. We did the fireworks. My 3-year-old nephew ate more lollipops. Oh, that was another thing, the piñata. Or
Piñata.
yeah, as my youngest Noah calls it, the piñata. His piñata. Y'all, I'm pretty sure that my brother and my 19-year-old had more fun trying to bust this freaking piñata than they did with fireworks.
I honestly think you, me, and Becca had the most fun watching your
That's
19-year-old and
true.
brother.
That's y'all. They took the balloon string first to try and hold it up there because my brother was like, I ain't got no rope or nothing. That lasted all of about 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Then they moved on to ratchet straps. And they managed to secure it and get it hanging up there with ratchet straps, but then nobody could bust it.
Yeah.
Nobody could bust the thing open. Like, they all took turns. Like, we started with the little people because I'm like, okay, these big boys, they're going to take one swing and it's going to be done. So we started with the little guys and worked our way right on up to my 40-year-old brother, over 6 foot, and that thing would not break. They got to one point where like one person was holding it and the other was trying to karate chop it.
Before the karate chop, though, was the Mr. Miyagi kick, where he kicked
Oh my God.
and it bounced up and hit the kid in the face.
Yeah, my Noah's best friend, he came to the party. So he's holding the stinking piñata, after the straps and things have not worked. My brother decides he's going to karate chop it. And y'all, it flew out, kick it. He karate kicked it.
Yeah.
And that thing bounced up and popped poor little Devin in the face. I thought me, you, and my sister-in-law was going to die. We were going to die laughing. Anyways, after karate chops and ninja kicks and beating it with the stick.
It on the
then they climbed to the top of the ladder and were literally slamming it on the ground. I told you, like, we need to go and do like a 10-star review. That
was the toughest piñata.
Yeah. They finally ended up stomping on it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's how they finally got it, was just sitting on the ground and stomping on it and beating it open. It was ridiculous. But it was a really good time. It was a good time. And that's kind of like what we just wanted this podcast to be, was just a little bit of laughter. We wanted to talk about some of the things that we are most looking forward to with the move to Orlando. We've talked about, what a big faith move it is. We've talked about some of the, scarier aspects of it, of not like having a for real plan in place, just kind of, going by faith. And we've talked about the hard things, trying to get this house ready to sell. So we want to talk about what we are looking forward to with this move. And I'll go first, and then you can share some of what you're looking forward to. And I'm sure there's things that we're both going to be in agreement on. But I'm looking forward to living in a new place somewhere I've never lived before. Because I've lived within a 50 square mile radius my whole life. And most of that really being more like within about a 25-mile square radius. And like I, mentioned earlier, I'm 43. I've always lived here. So I'm excited to live somewhere different, Now it's not somewhere totally unknown, but there's a difference in visiting somewhere for a weekend.
Yeah, and living there.
Yeah, and actually living there. I'm also very excited about getting my kids into a new place, a new environment. I'm looking forward to life just having a different flow.
Mhm.
I've worked nights for a lot of years, um, been away a lot in different things, and I'm really looking forward to like being able to spend more time with my kids and it being like quality time. You know what I mean? Like not just being in the same house
Right.
together. 'Cause this first year, especially, you might as well say hi. Come here. Y'all, we said this was going to be free and unscripted. This is my 14-year-old has just busted in on us. He must have known we were talking about him. Come say hi. You gonna be that shy?
Yes.
Look, look, look. Just stick your head. He's hiding. He's hiding behind the door, y'all. All right. You said hi. I don't know. But you need to take your little friends that you brought. Take your friends that you brought.
Hurry. Get your friends that I'm allergic to.
There's the cat. Say hi, Alana. This is Mimi's stepdaughter, Alana. She's one of the excited participants of the move. Alana, what are you looking forward to about living in Orlando?
The trips to Disney.
Yes, me too, Alana. Very much so. She's okay. You can leave her. Y'all, he got caught on camera anyway. Are you going to stay for the whole recording?
I don't care. I was just gonna say I was just gonna say I decided to add a little princess crown to all of them now.
That's awesome. Y'all, we have exciting things coming up that the Lord has showed us about part of why we're going to Orlando that we are not quite ready to share yet. They're brand new. We're still working through it, but it's very exciting. We can't wait. And the Solana is going to be a big part of that.
Yes.
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 So, anyhow, I'm looking forward to so the kids are going to be homeschooling this first year at least because we're like y'all know right in the middle of this move. I didn't know how quickly things were going to sell. I didn't want them to be changing public schools, private schools, whatever, right in the middle, beginning of the year, that sort of thing. So we decided to just homeschool for this year. So it's going to be a lot different, and I'm really looking forward to it. You want to share
What about
some?
your boys? Are they excited? I know Alana's excited about homeschooling, and yes, I am. It will be easier for me.
So they've
Or are
had
they more upset because they're not going to have the friends and things.
they've had mixed reviews. Rylan, which is who was just in here, he's 14, going into the 9th grade. He was not as excited about it because he is like traumatized from COVID. From, right in the middle of the school year,
Right.
everything shutting down, scrambling with these packets of work, no
Right.
teacher to teach him, And so I've tried to tell him, I'm like, Rylan, it's not going to be that way because we're going to do like a virtual option where you're going to have a teacher, And so he's a little trepidatious about it. And he honestly has, asked a couple of times about just going to public school. I struggle with that a lot because It's crazy out there,
Yeah.
you know? Like, so Rylan, the 14-year-old, and my 19-year-old, who graduated last year, and even the youngest one, they have been in private school since 2018 or 2019, one or the other. They've been in a private Christian
18,
school.
I believe.
Yeah, but then my oldest, because he was in band and things, when I made that transition with them, I allowed him to stay in public school. But Gabe's a different breed. Like, he's he's a leader.
Yeah.
He's absolutely a leader. He's never been a follower. He's very secure in himself. He's really secure in his relationship with the Lord. But even now, in small ways, I look back and not really regret it, but like, he doesn't have, none of his friends are really believers, you know?
Yeah.
They, I think that one of them is going has started going to church regularly. Not that church is what makes you a believer, but um he just if you're, those of you that are believers and follow Jesus and stuff, like, it's important to have people around you, not exclusively. Please don't hear what I'm not saying. I am not at all saying that every friend and relationship you have should be another Christian. That is not the case. But some of them, your closest, your closest really should be.
Yeah.
Because when you fall and you stumble, when you need guidance, when you need help, we go to our friends. A lot of times we go to our friends, and the guidance that you get from them really needs to be godly guidance,
Absolutely.
and he doesn't have that, and that bothers me for him a lot. I mean, he comes to me a lot, which I'm grateful for. He's 22, but he has no problem coming and sitting down and having a conversation with me, and he and I will just talk it out and stuff. But I know that he feels that void, and I know how much it would benefit him
Oh.
if he had a close friend that is also pursuing God and pursuing a relationship with him. So that's one of the things that makes me hesitant about, not that there are not, um, you know, Christian children out there in the public schools. I know that there are. But I also know I've watched and experienced with my oldest. I know what it was like when I was in school. You know what I mean? Like, I just, and kids are going to be kids. I'm not saying that there's not kids out here in these private schools out here acting buck wild. They absolutely are. A kid is going to be a kid. But one of the differences is that, you know, when the kids are in a private Christian school, they're not only hearing about God from me and their dad and on church, but they're hearing it every single day at school. They're having chapel every week. They're, all of the things. So it's just,
It gives them more exposure.
yes, it does. And it's tough, because at the same time, I know that a lot of times in the smaller private schools, they miss out on a lot.
Yeah.
The things like the reason that I left Gabe in public school is being able to be in band and those sorts of things. And so, Noah, the youngest, I think he's just not old enough to really know.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, he's talked a little bit about missing his friends and things, but I've told him, like, his best friend, he's never even had a sleepover with any of the kids from school or
Right.
anything. His
His best
friend
doesn't even go
Devin,
to school.
yeah, doesn't even go to school with him, which is the same way we were for most of our childhood relationship. But, so that's the school thing. What's some of the things that you're most looking forward to about the move?
Um, I think one of the biggest excitements for me is the anticipation of seeing what God is going to do with us.
Oh, yeah.
That is one of maybe the biggest thing that I'm excited about because I have this feeling like that's gonna be our major breakthrough when we actually
Yeah.
move out of this area, this season into the next, that's when breakthrough is really gonna happen, and so, I feel like that's my biggest. Um, aside from that, um, moving out of this area,
Yeah.
like I have been all over everywhere and lived other places, so I know there's so much more than this little area that we
Yeah.
live in, and so I'm excited about just starting a new chapter, um, and then the thought of my grandkids coming to me for, like, vacation,
Yeah.
like, that's exciting. Every time they come to Gammy's house, it'll be we're going and doing something really fun.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of different aspects of it that are exciting to me.
Yeah, that is like, I know that I can't wait to just on a random weekday afternoon be like, "Let's go to Disney."
Yeah, and all the date nights that we can have at Three
Yes.
Rivers and different
Yes.
things, yeah.
Y'all, it's I don't know. It's so special. Like, um, when Mimi and I went down for the, ladies retreat, we went a day early ahead of everybody else getting there, because we wanted to prepare and all of the things and not be worrying about travel and unpacking and stuff the day of. So we went down the day before and that night, like a very brief storm blew in, but y'all, when it moved out, it pulled all the heat and humidity with it.
That was wonderful.
Yes, the weather was
It
perfect.
was nice.
And we went to Magic Kingdom for what, like 3 hours? But we rode so many rides, got to do so much. And then, like,
Yeah.
the best part of the whole night was we rode Mimi's favorite ride, and I really like it too, but it's definitely her favorite, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and this ride, if you haven't been there, like, it's right behind Cinderella's castle, and so it just happened to be perfect timing. We get on it, and we're sitting towards the back, and if you know anything about a roller coaster, it's faster in the back because by the time the back crests that hill, like the train's already gotten up a good
Yeah.
amount of speed. It was so fun. We were like, what did they do to it? We had never felt it go that fast. It was awesome. And then on top of that, the fireworks were going off. So we're having the time of our life on this ride. It's going faster than we've ever felt it. And up above us, the sky is just lighting up in a million different colors. And it was
It
amazing.
was.
It was amazing. Like, I can't wait to be able to do that more often, do it with our kids, with our husbands. Like, to just I don't know, it's just special. It just really is.
It was.
Um, and then, like, there's so much because we're such Disney fans and things, like, that's usually what we go down there for,
Mm.
and that's all we do.
Yeah.
But there's so much more in the area that we've never even done or explored or anything else. It's just exciting. But like Mimi said, like ultimately, I am like you. I I feel like I've been stuck in a hallway. It started when we came back from the cruise that we took in March. And literally from the time after I dropped you off at home and I came home and pulled in the driveway, like there was just this shift, just this like, and it's almost like it just happened like that. And I was like, I'm done with this place. And I've had that happen a couple other times before in my walk with the Lord. Um, one of them was when I was sitting at my job and he was calling me away from that, and calling, it was when Noah was a baby and sick, and he was basically calling me to step out of my career for a year or so and like be totally dependent on him. And I was sitting at work one night, and I just had this knowing come over me, like, I'm done with this. I don't even know why I'm still here. Like, this season, this part of this is over with. I'm done. And it was very shortly after that I turned my resignation in. But y'all, when I pulled in the driveway that night, like, I just knew. I I don't know what's next. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going yet. But this is done. This is done. And that feeling and things has not left me. As a matter of fact, the closer
More
it
intense.
it gets more intense, more I'm done with this hallway. It's like we've stepped out of one room and shut that door behind us, and we've been in this hallway.
Wait
And
for the next door.
yeah, and we can see the next door at the end of the hallway, see the light shining around the door frame and stuff and coming under the door, and the hallway's dark, and it won't so bad to step through that door, and like just waiting on that. Like you said, God has given us so many words, so many different confirmations of just knowing that there is a place for us. And in that place is going to unfold his purposes for us. It is a yearning that you
Yes.
can't really describe.
Yeah.
That you just,
Like, all I wanna do is whatever the plan is that he has for us next. Like,
yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Um, you know, and I was just telling you a few moments ago, we just, as y'all know, finished up the first retreat, and it was wildly successful,
yes.
all because of him. Like, if he had not showed up, we would have just had a weekend at Disney. But I had been in a place of like, I gotta get past this move, which is true. Like, we are like, it is crunch time. There is so many things. As soon as we hit the stop button on this camera, I think we're planting flowers is on the agenda. Like, there's so many final things because we're really trying hard to finish up this week and get it listed next week. But in my mind, I had been like, okay, the first retreat is done. We've got to get this house sold, and I'm not thinking about no retreats. I'm not doing anything till I can clear this hurdle. But then during the message this morning, like, I don't know. I just feel like the Lord was like, what you doing about that next retreat?
Right.
What you doing about what I called you to do? And so, I think I'm gonna have to give the house my all the next couple of days, and we're gonna have to start talking about, while we're still doing this, start talking about, when the next retreat's gonna be.
Yeah.
And start working towards planning for that. And that's one of the things, like, in my mind, I'm like, that's overwhelming. But we already did it. I mean, we already did one in the midst of all of this, and that is one of the reasons that for the last few days I have been like, God, please don't ever, ever ask me to do this again. Don't ever ask me again to pack up a house and get it ready to sell. Like, it is the most difficult, overwhelming when you have kids and animals and lives and a husband that is, really down in his body a lot and things. Like, it's overwhelming. And I've just been like, Lord, I never want to do this again. But in the back of my mind, part of me knows that growing the capacity
Mm.
to manage the difficult things,
Mhm.
it's right now, it's trying to manage all the moving pieces and ins and outs of getting this place ready to sell while still having a ministry, while still having a job, while still having children to raise. Today it's a house. Well, next year it's managing not a retreat with 18 women, but managing a retreat
100.
with 100 women or more. You know what I mean? Like, all of these things that seem unrelated, difficult, but unrelated to what you're supposed to be doing is really preparing you
Absolutely.
for what you're supposed to be
Absolutely. That's
doing.
what I just said about my job.
Yeah.
It took me so far out of my comfort zone, but now looking back,
Yeah.
I can see all the different spots where that job was preparing me for what we're going into.
Yeah.
And had I not been through all of that uncomfortable situations of having to speak in public and initiate relationships and conversations and all the things that I didn't want to do, had I not done it then,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be ready to do it now. So when I have learned, and I'm still learning, when life is so uncomfortable,
Mhm.
you can do one of two things. You can be miserable in that time and get away from God, or you can acknowledge that, hey, God, you're growing me.
Yeah.
And even though I don't like this, I thank you for it.
Yep.
And when I got to the point where I could say, thank you for the hard times, because I know in the hard times, that's where you're growing me. And after every hard season is going to come something good, then it was a total game changer. Not that
Yeah.
I don't sometimes stress out that God just give a resignation letter for me, made the choice for me that my job was ending. It gets stressful not knowing, but at the same time, I do know because he has showed us over and over and
Mhm.
over that he is going to take care of us. He's gonna make a way where we see no way.
Yep.
So,
He's always on time.
absolutely,
Always on time.
absolutely.
Y'all, they wrecked us. We wrecked ourselves with that song at the retreat, and then they wrecked us with it at church this morning, but it is so true.
Yeah.
It is so true. He's always on time, and I know when I was being like, God, I never, ever, ever want to do this again. I know he was laughing at me.
Yeah.
No, probably not really laughing at me, but probably being like,
My child.
it this is doing things for you that you need it
Absolutely.
to do. This
Absolutely.
is doing things for you that you need it to do
Yeah.
in a
I
loving.
mean, think about it. When we're raising our kids and being parents, it's in the things that our kids don't necessarily like, the things that aren't comfortable for them
Mhm.
is what is training them and teaching them
Yep.
for the future. That's the same way God is with us.
Yep.
It's not that he
Absolutely.
just likes seeing us miserable or going through hard times, no, but he is growing us.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't have went through all the hard times that I went through in my life dealing with the different things, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I wouldn't have the testimony that I have right now.
Yep.
So he definitely makes beauty from ashes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And he, like we've already shared with y'all, definitely gave us a taste of it
Yeah.
at the retreat last weekend. It was so wonderful.
Yes, it was.
But um I am going to survive. I'm going to survive this move. I don't know. I keep the last one was really hard too. Y'all, if you've never had to get a house ready to sell, like it's not just the moving. Moving is one thing. Packing up your stuff is one thing. But when you're trying to take your house that you have comfortably lived in for several years
Yeah.
and get it to a point where somebody else is going to walk in and be like, "Oh, this is it. I found it." Oh my gosh. And it was really, and I remember the last, when we sold the other house and moved here, I was like, I never
Never
want to
wanna
do
do
this
this
again.
again.
I never want to do this again. And here I am here. And I keep asking myself, like, was it this hard last time? I keep thinking, because I'm like, I had the kids last time. I had the animals last time. I'm like, why does this seem so much harder this time? And I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it was just like having a baby and I forgot how bad it really is until those contractions hit and you're in the middle of it. And you're like, oh my Lord, what was I
Well, I
thinking?
just
But
remember you saying, "I never wanna do this again," the last time.
yeah, ugh, it's awful. I am claiming in Jesus' name that if I ever have to do this again, it's going to be when I have enough money to pay somebody else for the hard things. Like that. Yes, y'all pray for me. Y'all pray for me is all I can say, cause it's so much. But we hope that y'all have laughed a little bit this time. And we do, like, some of the things that God has, like, been showing us and peeling back the layers on about what our purpose and time in Orlando is gonna look like is, we're very excited. We're
Absolutely.
very excited, and we can't wait to share with y'all. Um, but we have some dirt to go dig up and
Yes.
some flowers to plant. We love y'all. We will talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.